to know how to nip female manipulation in the bud. It is equally important to know the difference between a woman attempting to manipulate you and a woman exhibiting good behavior. Now, the difference between the two is that manipulation is good behavior that occurs close to the time when a woman wants something. Good behavior happens all the time. If a woman knows that she's good to you and she's doing what she needs to do to hold it down, as your girl with the regular sex, cooking, cleaning, looking good for you, representing you well in public, etc., giving you access to her phone, staying the hell off of social media and so forth, she doesn't feel the need to manipulate you into doing something for her. She knows, and this goes for wives too, she knows she's entitled to good treatment from you because she's a good woman to you. She knows and understands this very, very clearly. Women who manipulate men for gifts, trips, iPhones, etc. know they are not doing what's necessary to be a good woman to you. They know this. Women who use manipulation tactics know that they haven't built up enough equity with you to simply ask you for what you want. So they dress like a slut, they cook your favorite meal, they let you fuck her in the ass, they let you do anal, or whatever it is that they think they can do to manipulate you. Whatever it is they think they can do to put themselves in your good graces. Now, once they get what they want, guess what happens? That good behavior stops immediately, and that's how you know it's manipulation. Quick story. My ex-wife, Darcy, she used to love these cappuccino blasts from Baskin-Robbins. It's basically a coffee-flavored milkshake from Baskin-Robbins. It was her favorite drink in the world. I actually learned to make them at home from scratch. And of course, that didn't get me anywhere in terms of getting into her good graces. That's another story for another day and time. But for for an hour or two, she'd act kind, sweet, submissive, blah 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 blah. And I knew, listen, it happened to me enough to know, okay, she's gonna ask me for something. It's probably gonna be this cappuccino blast from Baskin-Robbins. And sure enough, after about an hour and a half of this treatment, hey, can we go get a cappuccino blast? Can we go to Baskin-Robbins? And she'd ask it all sheepishly. And of course, I'd fall for it. Then as soon as we get that cappuccino blast, she would go right back to acting like a fucking bitch. This happened every time without fail. I actually had the balls to call her out on it one time, and she didn't know what to say. She knew I was right. Anyway, women who are good all the time, they know that they have the right to ask you for things, and they know that in order to keep that privilege, they have to continue to do what's necessary to feel entitled to good treatment from you. And guys, listen, if you have a woman who is good to you, there's no need. Listen, you have to reward a woman's good behavior. You have to. Because if a woman really is good to you and you're not rewarding her good behavior, she ain't going to stick around for long. We as guys talk about, hey, listen, man, if I'm going to do X, Y, and Z for a girl, I need a return on investment. I need loyalty. I need honesty. I need regular sex. She's got to cook. She's got to clean. Okay, fair enough. But if you have a woman who actually does this for you, then she's upholding her end of the bargain. You have to uphold yours. And if you're not upholding your end of the bargain, she's gone. This is how it goes. The same happens in reverse. If women don't uphold their end of the bargain, then men are going to leave. Well, the problem is of course, more men in America, more Western men stick around whether a woman is upholding her end of the bargain or not, right? And that, of course, is why we're in the state that we're in now. People, guys end up finding the manosphere. Let's move to the moms. Let's move to the mothers. About 2.5, 3 months before I moved to Las Vegas. You guys know my story. Go back to Red Pill Origins Volume 2. Went through a really, really tough breakup with a girl by the name of Amy. Drugs were involved. She cheated. I thought I had STDs. I didn't. Basically kicked out of the state. You guys got to go back. You guys got to go back and listen to that. I don't want to rehash all that. But I ended up having to go to Atlanta. And for a little while, I lived with my mom. Now, when I first got there, I got a job. I had a job in less than a week. There was a mattress place right across the street from where she worked. So that was convenient for me. So I walked in there, filled out an application. The guy looked at me, heard the way I talked. He looked at my experience, just surveyed. He said, when can you start? I said, well, I can start today. Long story short, I'm immediately on the staff. I'm the best. I'm the best sales guy. I'm the best mattress delivery guy, et cetera, et cetera. The rest is history. I actually talked about this guy in an article that I wrote for Return of Kings that published on July the 25th, 2015. It actually had to do with the dismissal of Colin Cowherd. So go back if you want to read about that. This guy was sharp as shit, sharp as a tack. Anyway, this guy was paying me really, really good money. And when I first started, this guy was paying me $600 per week, cash under the table. 2 weeks later, he gave me a $150 raise. He started paying me $750 a week, guys. This was, listen, under the table. This was great money. 2 weeks after that, he gave me another $50 raise. He's given me $800 a week. A couple weeks after that, he gave me another $50 raise. $850 per week. With each raise, I'd come, I was living with my mom at the time. I'd come home, I'd be like, yo, mom, the boss gave me another raise, blah, 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 blah. Now, credit to my mom, when I first started living there, she said, listen, I'm going to let you stay here for free until you get on your feet, then you have to pay rent. Hey, no problem. Listen, I'm a grown man. I'll pay my own way, no problem. So that very first week, he actually paid me for a full week, $600. I said, all right, mom, I'm going to pay you $300 a month to rent this room. She said, no problem. That's more than enough. It was all good. So that very first paycheck, I got paid for a half a week. I was only going to live there I had only been living with my mom for 2 weeks. I said, you know what? I'm going to give you a full month's rent now, and then I'm going to give you full month's rent at the beginning of the month. I mean, listen, you are letting me stay here. You did say, hey, until I get on your feet. Listen, it took me 3 days to get on my feet. Fair is fair. No problem. Hey, you know what? I appreciate it, Donovan. It was all good. So 2 weeks later, I tell her, all right, well, I got a $150 raise. So then my mom said, so a week after that, before I got my second raise, my mom says to me, all right, well, since you're making more, then you need to be paying more, right? She says, all right, I know you're paying $300 per month, but since you're making $750 per week, I think it's only fair that you pay a little bit more in rent. I was feeling some type of way about it, but I said, you know what? Yeah, she's right. I'll go ahead and pay a little bit more rent. My success is her success. We're in this as a team. Listen, she opened up her home to me, blah, 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 blah. No problem. No problem, Mom. Gave her an extra $100, $400 per week, or $400 per month. The very next raise I got, when I was making $850 per week, I will never, ever forget this conversation, man. Dude, this shit hurt me to my heart, gentlemen. This shit hurt me to my heart. We're in the car. And we're on our way to work. I had to be there. She had to be there a lot earlier than I did. But I mean, she's my only ride. No problem. I'll hang around, drink coffee, hang out with mom at work till I got to go to work. Right? So she says to me, all right, Donovan. She says, you're making really good money, $850 per week. She says, you're paying $400 per month in rent. And in other rental places, man, you have to make at least 3 times the amount of your rent. Well, at $850 per week, I forget what the math is, 850, 17, you're making $3,400 a month around about. So I'm going to raise your rent from $400 a month to $1,000 a month. She says, you don't have to pay it all at once. Just pay me $250 per week. That's only fair. I said to her, I got to go. I was pissed. I couldn't show it. I said, nope, Mom, I got to go. I said, I'm not doing that. She's like, well, listen, if you don't like the rules, nobody is forcing you to be here. You don't have to be here if you don't want to pay the rent. She gave me the out, right? So at that point, I knew that I only had a couple of days. Now, again, remember, we're talking about my mother here, and there's a lot of backstory to this, but for the sake of time, I'm going to spare you guys the details. I'm going to spare you guys the details of our childhood and all this other kind of stuff. This is a woman who left me and my brothers and sisters with our incapable father so that she could chase a bad boy in Detroit. This is what happened. She left us to pursue a bad boy. That didn't work out, so then she sent for us in North Carolina, then acted like she was the world's greatest fucking mother, conquering hero. We were teenagers. We weren't having it. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. I might actually do a podcast on that. I love my mom. I do. And I didn't fully forgive her until I found the red pill and grew up a little bit, because at some point you have to understand that parents are people too. I love my mom. I'm always going to love her. That's just how it is. But parents are every bit as flawed. They have all the frailties. They have all of the flaws that regular people do. This is just how they are. But anyway, so I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, I got to go. So then my mom literally tells me in no uncertain terms, well, then get the fuck out. She says, well, listen, Donovan, if you can't or won't pay the rent, then you don't have to be here. She says, I'll give you a couple of days to get your affairs in order, and then you can go find a place of your own. Okay? My mom did not realize that I was really going to do this. So I called up my sister, who lived in Buckhead, okay? My mom lived in Clayton County. She lived in Morrow, Georgia. Dude, it's the fucking... Dude, Clayton County is the armpit of Atlanta. Worst fucking place anyone can ever think of. My sister lived in Buckhead, the nicest area of Atlanta, right out there towards Midtown. You guys out there in the 401, 678, and the 770, you guys know what I'm talking about. My sister lived out there in Buckhead. I gave her a call. I said, Mom is acting stupid. Of course, my sister says, yep, I know. She's known to do that. And my sister have a very hot and cold, on-again, off-again relationship. I said, look, I just paid Mom rent. I said, I can pay you. I told her I'll pay you $500 a month if I can just sleep on your couch. She said, yeah, that's fair. No problem, right? I don't mind paying her a little bit more because, of course, she lived in Buckhead, and the apartment building that we were living in had stores on the bottom. It was fucking wonderful. So what I did, packed all my shit, right? That night, had a guy that I work with come and pick me up early in the morning. I moved out without my mom even knowing. She told me, hey, listen, if you don't want to pay the rent, then you don't have to be here. So I got the fuck out. Right? So a few hours later, I'm at work. My mom drives to my job. She drives to my job. And she says, she gets out of the car. She's like, all right, Donovan, I can see that you have left. She says, I didn't expect you to do this. I have to be honest with you. And I told her, I said, yeah, well, I did. She says, all right, well, I'll tell you what. She's like, if you just pay me $1,000 right now, we're square and done. I said to her, fuck no. I said, you need to leave. I said this to my mom. I said, fuck no. I said, get out of here. I was pissed the fuck off, man. You're sitting here trying to price gouge your own fucking son. Man, dude, I was pissed and I was hurt behind that shit, man. Like, dude, it even hurts talking about it now because that's just not some shit you do to your kid. Like, it's not. I was 32, 33 years old at the time, but still, like, what are you doing? Like, I just came out of a bad situation, right? I paid you I paid you 2 weeks worth of rent. I hadn't even stayed there yet. But every time I got a raise, you want to give yourself a raise. No, fuck that and fuck you. I said no. She turned around and left, right? She then calls my boss and airs out our dirty laundry. Now, that's neither here nor there. But she called me later that night, and she says, Donovan, I really feel like you did me wrong. I said, Mom, I need to hang up the phone because I'm going to say some disrespectful shit. She said, Donovan, but I'm your mother. I said, yeah, Mom, but I'm your son. And I hung up on her. I didn't talk to her for 2 months after that. She actually called me 2 months later. I'm on a delivery, dude. I'm right there at Spaghetti Junction, right where 20 and 85 and Highway 75 meets in Atlanta. Spaghetti Junction. You guys know about that. I'm sitting in traffic with my delivery partner Jeff. We're sitting there, eating hot dogs, potato chips, listening to whatever. My mom calls. I didn't pick up the phone, right? So she sends me a text. Hey, listen, just wanted to let you know that I'm sorry. Blah 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 blah. This is the deal, guys. My mom, anytime a mother has to play the mom card, that means she wasn't a good mom, guys. This is just how it is. If you're in a position if your mother thinks that she owes you something, or that you owe her something, or that you're in a position where you have to give her something, and she says, but Donovan, I'm your mother, that's when you know, you know what? You were not a good mom. My mom was my mother, and there's a difference between a mother and a mom, okay? You guys got to check out that episode as well, DonovanSharpe.com, okay? My mother was an excellent mom all the way up until she decided to leave us for the crackhead-ass nigga up in Detroit, right? She flew from Hawaii to Detroit with this retired Army crackhead. Me and my brothers and sisters and our incapable, neglectful father moved from Hawaii to Oklahoma. It was terrible, right? My mom even came down and lived with us for a little while because she was going through it with Brandon. She ended up flying right back because, of course, you know how it is, right? So this is what happened. My mother made selfish decisions at the most critical times of our lives. But then she wants to say, but I'm your mother. Yeah, that's right. You are my mother, but you were not a very good mom. And I am not about to let you, I don't care how good a mother you are or you were. I'm not going to let you price gouge me. Here's the thing. If she's a good mom, She's not going to try to price gouge you. A lot of these professional athletes, when they get to the league or whatever, the first thing they do, they buy a car or a house for their mom. How many of those guys do that reluctantly? How many of those guys do it because mom says, well, first round draft pick defensive back out of LSU, I'm your mother, you got to take care of me first, right? But he knows that even though his mom was there, she was steady fucking niggas every night. Yelling at him, right? Talking shit. You owe me. Niggas ain't shit. Your daddy ain't shit. Didn't pay attention to him until he got into college. Oh, now you see her in the stands with the jersey on. Oh, that's my boy. That's my boy. Yeah, you're his mother. You are not his mom. Don't get me wrong, man. For every Wanda Durant, I guess. For every Wanda Durant, there's 12 Gloria Jameses, man. People sit there and characterize, Gloria James had the foresight and the wherewithal to let LeBron be raised by another. No. Gloria James couldn't or wouldn't handle her growing son. So she made what at the time was the right decision. She didn't make that decision for LeBron. She made that decision for Gloria James. LeBron loves his mother, does not respect her. You can tell. That's how this goes, man. If your mother has to use the mom card, wasn't a good mom. Listen, same with girlfriends. When girlfriends try to play the girlfriend card, and they don't say, well, I'm your girlfriend, so you should do X, Y, Z. When girlfriends and wives all of a sudden start treating you well out of the blue, and this isn't normally how they act, okay, what do you want? Like, you hear this you see this kind of stuff all the time. Okay, all right, you're dressing slutty for me. You're wearing the heels. What do you want, right? If Devin were to walk in here right now dressed in slutty heels, I wouldn't think she wants anything. This is stuff she does all the time. But you want to know something? If I've got a little extra coin, okay, I take her out for a nice dinner, right? If I've got a little extra coin, maybe we take a weekend getaway up in the Poconos. If I've got a little extra coin, maybe I take her to New York City for the weekend. Maybe I take her to Atlantic City. Dude, maybe I take her right down the street to the Sugar House Casino and have a good time there. A little bit of fine dining. I do these things for Devin because she's a great girlfriend. She never asks me the only thing she has ever asked me for is a cat for Christmas. I got her that and she can't stop thanking me for it. Devin's a good girlfriend. This is why she doesn't have to manipulate me to get good treatment out of me. If my mother were a good mom or a better mom, who knows? Maybe if she had come at me like, listen, Donovan, I'm having trouble with my mortgage. It's really killing me. Can you pay? Hey, you know what, Mom? I got you. What do you need? $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 a month to help you avoid foreclosure? I'm there. I got you. Right? That's what we would do. It would be in our instinct. And you want to know something? If your mother's a good mom, she wouldn't want you to do that. No. Don't do that. This is my problem, et cetera, et cetera. Shout out to Rob Cruz with the $5 donation. The $5 contribution says salutations. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, there's nobody to split it with, so 100% going to the towers. But Rob Cruz with the $5 contribution. But yeah, man, like if you were a good mom, I'd be like, hey, you know what, Mom? I got you. Like, no. Listen, you can't talk me out of it. I got you. You need help. I'm with you. But because my mother tried to manipulate me, and knowing what her history was as a bad fucking mom, I was up out of there. And she knew she was wrong because she called up 2 months later and apologized. I saw her one more time before I left for Vegas, and that was it. Love my mom. Listen, I love my mom, but guess what? That was some manipulative ass shit. Darcy did the same things. She did the same thing. So when it comes to manipulation, if the females in your life, specifically your mothers and your girlfriends or your wives, when they start treating you well out of the blue, when they start doing and saying nice things that they wouldn't normally do, it's because they want something. And if they have to resort to those tactics, then they know they ain't shit wives and ain't shit girlfriends. Oh, man, I want these new shoes, so I guess I'm going to have to suck Donovan's dick this week. Bitch, you're a bad wife. You're a bad girlfriend. It's the same thing with moms. If moms have to say, hey, Donovan, I need XYZ. No, Mom, but I'm your mother. You're a bad fucking mom. Manipulative wives, manipulative mothers and significant others. Any woman can be a significant other, but very few are actually good girlfriends and wives. Any woman can be a biological mother, but very few are actually good moms. Right before we wrap things up, let's check the chat here. Ray and PG is in the house. Mossy says, who wears Sharpe shorts? She do that too. Sharpe shorts, that's funny. Let's see who else we got in here. Outcast Drew's in the house. Good to see you. Nazim Dub. Kirby Crosby from Wisconsin. Yeah, let's do a quick location shout out. Tell me where you're from, city and state, or city and country, real quick, so I can know where you guys are at. Aunt James. Kirby Crosby says this is true. Absolutely. James Martinez. Actually, just had a consultation with James Martinez. James is a good dude, man. I like the way you talk. Says at least the Falcons are beating the Cardinals today. Yeah, right? Aunt James says Snow Bunny Sundays. Absolutely. Red Jedi's in the house. I don't think I'm going to be on Snow Bunny Sundays. I don't know that Solo 80. I don't know if Solo TV is going to have me back on for Snow Bunny Sundays after I lit that motherfucker up a couple of Sundays ago. Smarty Smart, good to see you in here. Yeah, guys, definitely get the likes up. I'm actually going to leave this up on YouTube. These Sharpe shorts, these random thoughts that I have, I'm going to leave this stuff up on YouTube. Mossy says, wow, that's some shit. AJRX says, what? Yeah, man. This is how it is, man. This is what happened. This is bullshit. BK from the Rocky says, straight facts from Donovan. It's sad to say, but trying to spread success to the people closest to you can burn you the most. You hear this all the time, man. AJRX says, I bet it hurts to retell this story. Dude, it hurts even thinking about it now, man. There aren't many things that make me feel emotional pain. That story, that was some bullshit. Joby Blogs in the house. Ray and PG says, yeah, she was trying to work me. Man, I'm telling you what, man. And she had my other sister on board. Yeah, but he could afford it. So, I don't give a shit. Ray and PG says he's just got a story like that on steroids. Damn. James Martinez says, never tell your family how much you make. Right. Israel Arachiga says, ouch, most people only have kids to virtue signal everyone else about how accomplished something in their lives. I agree, man. I agree. I recently watched a documentary called Trophy Kids, and it's about these crazy parents who push their kids to be famous or professional athletes. It's ridiculous. J. Martinez says you owe them because they birthed you. Talk. Yeah, right. I brought you into this world. I can take you out. Bitch, I would love to see you try. That's right. I said bitch. My mom can't take me out of this fucking world. You don't, dude, I don't owe you shit. Get the fuck out of here. You're my mom and I love you, but I do not owe you any more than you. Listen, you owed me. You're the one that got knocked up. You owed me being a mom. You didn't do that. At least not during the time that it was significantly the most. I love you, Mom, but you fucked up. This is how it is. I don't give a fuck. Joby Blog says this can be said for family as a whole. I got woke when Sean Stevenson discussed his family in a YouTube video. I don't know who that is, but I might check that out. Reynaldo Ray and PG says, you said selfish decisions at the most critical times of our lives. Yeah, dude. When my mom left to be with Brandon up in Detroit, I was 15. My sister was 13. My brother and sister were 12, and my youngest brother was 7. I'm sorry. My youngest brother is 6 years younger. My math is bad. He was 9. Yeah. Modern Life Dating is in the house. He said the Cowboys are trash. Ay. Well, listen, man. Listen, we got the Rams later, and the Rams are going to effectively end our season. Like, do not get it twisted. But yeah, I'm actually quite surprised that the Cowboys are trash. They're better than the Eagles. Cowboys beat us twice this year. I can't really say anything about that. I don't know, dude. If Dallas chokes away the division, oh my god. Major Allen Espy says you were speaking some cold hard truth, especially about the mom card. Much respect. Yeah, a lot. Like I said at the top of the broadcast, guys, a lot of guys have trouble. No, actually, not at the top of this broadcast. I said this at the top of. I just did a Patreon video for O'Shea. A lot of men don't accept red pill truth because they have to accept that their mothers and sisters and aunts and grandmothers are the same way, right? Like they think, you know what? Okay, all women are like that, but certainly not my mom, certainly not my sister, certainly not my aunt. Yeah, this is what holds them back. Familial ties. Okay, let's see who is in the house today. Israel Arajiga. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Israel, let me know. Stephen Buckner, good to see you in here. Major Alan Espy says, isn't honesty liberating? Well, yeah, of course. Texas is in the house. Modern Life Dating says, I'm a Cowboys fan and I hate them today. Plant City, Florida. Israel Arachiga. I used to live in Plant City. This is actually where Darcy and I eloped to. We used to live at Tall Timbers Apartments. And I remember there's a street in Plant City, Florida, has the weirdest name. It's called Thanota Sasa. It's out there by the hospital. That's actually one of the last times I had tonsillitis. I went to the hospital. I forgot what it was called, but it was by Thanota Sasa. That's the weirdest city name. James Martinez checking in from the ATL. Red Beast from London. Tokyo, Japan. My man Modern Life Dating. Stephen Buckner checking in from Tempe, Arizona. Stan 219 from Boston. Moved to Buckhead. Solid. Spin Z in Las Vegas. My home away from home. Elizabeth, New Jersey. Nazim, Baltimore. A Motor City Kid. Las Vegas. Rob Cruz in the Bronx. Kenosha, Wisconsin. We got the Netherlands. We got King Nick in San Juan, Puerto Rico via Atlanta, Georgia. Tucson, Arizona. Birmingham, Alabama, the 205. Ray and PG says, we need the Eagles to lose and we're golden. Yeah, listen, man. Eagles are going to lose, man. Like, I don't know. What are we, like 12-point dogs? I don't know. Northampton, Virginia. Ray and PG says, Prince George's County or nothing. CJ Mutter out there in Virginia. Trav Hawkins in the NYC. Armando Moreno in the Bay Area. Pompano Beach, Florida. Israel Adechega says, thank you for doing what you do, Donovan. I needed to hear this. Like the video. Yes, like the video, guys. Like the video. Smart Earn says, still going live at 4 with Rolo. No. God, did I fuck up the time again? No, I'm going live tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern with Rolo. 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we're going to talk about why does my wife not want to have babies with me? This is actually a topic that was submitted by one of my patrons, so I'll make sure I give him a shout out. Isaiah says, most of my family has a lot of females, not a lot of males. Sometimes I get disarmed and go back to thinking blue pill because they tell me enough stuff about women. Right. Donovan. Joby Blog says, Donovan, I knew someone whose mom took half of his wages. She tells him it's important for the family, and she guilt trips him into staying. The dude has either homelessness or enslavement as options. Oh my fucking God, man. I didn't even think about this. When I was in high school, oh my God, this is some fucked up shit, man. Oh my God, dude. Wow, I totally forgot about that. Ha! I'm gonna give you guys the Reader's Digest version of this, and this is why all of us have had a falling out with our mother at some point or another. So we're living with Dad in Oklahoma, right? And Mom finally decides to end things with Brandon. I guess he had cheated on her or something. So she decides to move to North Carolina, and she sends for us. My mom had a job at a daycare center in North Carolina, and we were all getting to the age where we could work and have jobs. I turned 16 first. My first W-2 paying job was Taco Bell. I also worked at Blockbuster Video, and I sold newspapers. Now, my mom went to the Herald Sun and became a newspaper distributor. So she had a paper route. How can I put this? Like the newspaper machines. You'd put the quarters in, you'd open it up, you take a newspaper, you close it back. Well, she managed to get a route doing that, and she would have us, the kids, selling newspapers on the street corner, right? And she had like kids in the neighborhood doing it with us as well. So we had a crew of like 20 or 30 kids, 20, 30 spots all throughout the county. And we made pretty good money. During my summer, the summer after my freshman year, I worked at Blockbuster, I worked at Taco Bell, and I sold these newspapers, right? And listen, I'm 18, 19 years old. I don't care. I'm a young kid. I'm trying to get money. I'm trying to save for a car. My mom taxed us. And dude, my brothers and sisters will fucking co-sign with this. This is some bullshit. She taxed us 30%. 30% to the family. She took after taxes, she took 30% of our income. So if I made, if I made a little $90 check from Taco Bell that week, I had to give 30 to her. If I made $60 selling newspapers on a Sunday, I gave her $20, right? If I got a little $210 check from Blockbuster Video, I gave her 70. She did this to all 5 of us. Eventually, she quit her job and was only doing the paper route. And then when I got my driver's license, guess who was doing the paper route? So my mom sat her ass at home while her kids went out and worked and went to school. Guys, listen, my hand to the man. This is how it happened. A lot of these black women out here, oh, Donovan had problems and issues with his mother. You're goddamn right I did. Donovan's got mommy issues. You can call it whatever you want. But I'm not some psychological anomaly here, guys. My mom did some fucked up, selfish ass things to us kids. She put us to work and took 30% of our money. Here was the tipping point. I'm 19 years old, right? This was my sophomore year. I used to come home, spend the summers at school, work at Blockbuster, work at Taco Bell, sell newspapers. That's what I did. Listen, I was hustling, I'm a young kid, whatever. There were a pair of rollerblades. I was a fierce rollerblader. I actually had a tryout for a show called Roller Jam. You guys can Google it. It was like a new age roller derby. Listen, guys, I'm not exaggerating. I was a fantastic rollerblader. I could do all the tricks, X Games style. Little known fact, I was really fucking good on some blades. So I wanted to be on Roller Jam. So I said, well, listen, I need a better pair of rollerblades. I saw a pair of Nike Air XL Elites. I think that's what they were called. And I forget where they had them at, but they were something like $250. Well, if I'd given my mom 30% of my income, I would not have been able to afford those rollerblades in time for the Roller Jam tryout that was coming to our city. So I kept all my money and I bought the rollerblades. I made the egregious mistake of leaving my paycheck stub in the console. My mom found it, and she kicked me out. She says, Donovan, you're out of here. I said, you're kicking me out? She says, Donovan, you are gone. You have 2 weeks to find a place, but you can't live with me anymore. That's some fucked up shit, man. That's some fucked up shit. That's some fucked up shit to do to your kid. I'm 19 years old. I'm a kid. I don't know what to do. I'm a college kid. I want to have nice things like everybody else. But my mom was taxing us 30% because she didn't get, I think I made $300 that week on my paycheck. Over $100 she kicked me out. So I found a little rinky-dink apartment, in a not so good part of town. I was there for a month and a half, and then I went back to school, and I never came home from school again. So, when the shit from Atlanta went down, when she's trying to tax me, when she's trying to tax me even more, all of that just came to mind. It's so interesting. Joby Blogs mentioned that his mom taxed him 50%, man. Listen, dude, this is all the way true, guys. This is all the way true. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love my mom. I really do. I know a lot of people say, well, you keep saying it. Listen, I do. Right? And at the end of the day, man, listen, man, like she brought me into this world, and it sucks that she's not married still after having divorced my dad, and she's still fucking with that crackhead ass nigga Brandon, who's now down in Atlanta in and around her. But by the same token, man, like she did some fucked up shit. She did some extra fucked up shit, man. So this is so again, when black women come at me with this, Donovan's like this because of his mother, dude, I don't deny it. Are you kidding me? I got red pilled at a very young age and didn't realize it. It took me, another 11, 12, 13 years to really figure it out. I don't really like to call it mommy issues, right? It's just issues with my mom. Girls have daddy issues because that's more of a father-daughter relationship. But that's how it is, man. That's how it is. So yeah, man. That's the truth. So, when my mom said, I'm your mother, that was listen, oh, well, you're my, oh, well, by all means, let me just continue to pay my money. You selfish fucking bitch. Now, these days, we have a much better relationship. I think I talk to her about once a month, but things aren't, I'm not really that close with my mom. I'm really not. This is just how it is. I don't know. Maybe that's helped my red pill development. Who knows? But that's how it was. But anyway, guys. So getting back to the point, I guess that circles back to the point, is when your mothers and girlfriends and wives resort to being nice to you for no reason at all, no reason at all, and I'm using air quotes for those of you listening. Pardon me. Whew. Had a couple of grilled cheese sandwiches a little earlier. When they have to use manipulation tactics to get you to do whatever it is they want to do, they know that they haven't built up enough cred. They know that they haven't built up enough equity with you to warrant just asking you for it or just telling you about it. They know this. They know this to be true. This is just how it is. If you got to say to your kid, but I'm your mother, you're a bad fucking mom. If you want something from your boyfriend or your husband and you can't just say, hey, I would really like X, Y, and Z, you're a bad fucking wife. You're a bad girlfriend. Devin came to me. She's like, you know what, Donovan, you know what I really want for Christmas? She didn't have to tell me because for the last 6 months, she's been saying, oh, I miss my cat and this and that and the other because her cat died or whatever before I met her. And she's been talking about how she misses her cat and this and that and the other. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get her a cat for Christmas. Devin doesn't ask for anything, man. She doesn't. And she's good to me. So she finally sheepishly said, hey, for Christmas, I know this is kind of big, but I want a kitten. No problem, dude. We got a kitten. We named her Kona. And so she is down. She's not here. I actually had to lock her out because she's a cat. She's a kitten. That's how it is. All right. So I extended that a little further than I had originally intended to. Wow, 109 people listening. Before I end this, real quick, I'm going to give myself a quick plug. If you guys want more of this kind of content, you guys can tune into TSR Live Monday through Thursday afternoons at 5 p.m. Eastern right here on this channel, on the main channel. Those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, go to YouTube, type in Donovan Sharpe. It's the first. I have 3 channels that are visible on YouTube, okay? 2 of them have the TSR logo, the crosshairs with the red pill in the middle. The main channel has my face. It actually has this in the back of me. That's the channel you subscribe to if you want to listen to the shows in their entirety when they are live. That's how this is. All right. Joby Blog says it said tomorrow for me. All right. Listen, I hope so. I'll go and check the Rollo Tomasi. I'll go and check the Rollo Tomasi live stream. Oh shit, wait a minute, I lost my spot there. Okay, Luigi Conti says I already liked the video. Let me now like the video. Appreciate that. Wayfaring Man says I'm in New England by Devil's Tower. I have no idea where that's at. Devil May Cry. I'm not a... Okay, so Smart says, okay, that time and date wrong. Oh, no problem, dude. No problem. Mike Shinnery says, bro, my mom put me in foster care at 5 and found me at 23. That's when my red pilling started. The media got a hold of me later, though. Right. Ray and PG says, cold-blooded. Telling you, man. Spin says, my mother was the same. I needed to hear this episode. Wow, Merc Sickly says, my mom's stole from me to buy crack. She bought me a chain I wore it one time, then I never saw it again. She bought me that chain for my birthday. You know, the day she birthed me. Right. And again, man, like we can't hold this against, I mean, we can hold this stuff against our moms, but we can't hate them. They're our moms. But like I said, as terrible as a mom as my mother was, moms are people too, man. You know? Listen, man, I've done some extra fucked up shit in my life. Not really to that extent, and I'm not going to get into some sort of pissing contest. Well, my mom was a worse person than I was. It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. Moms are people too, man. That's just how it is. Mara Ortiz says, I want to burn those stubs. I didn't think about it. I didn't fucking think. I was so fucking excited to get those fucking rollerblades, man. I went in, I fucking deposited my check. They gave me cash. Went and got those fucking blades. I had to take the blades back because now I needed $250 for a deposit. So I never did get to try out for a roller jam. BK from the Rocky says, damn, bro, that's cold and even colder since it's coming from family. Plant-based says Donovan jumped up off the porch at an early age. Yeah, listen. Listen, you can call me a lot of things, guys. A mama's boy ain't one of them. Holy shit. Israel Arachiga says, ouch, that's selfish. And bet when you're famous, she will try to take credit for it like most athletes' parents. Yeah. If I ever do go global or whatever, I don't know. I doubt that I ever will. But yeah, if Donovan Sharpe becomes like a household name for better or worse, yeah, she'll try to take credit. And you want to know something? I'll be like, yeah, Mom, I give you quite a lot of credit because you are the reason I am the way I am. This is how it is, man. Kevin Samuels is in the house, says, this is all too common with how black mothers think of and treat their sons. We are to be used. Fucking credit screwed up before we are 16. Luckily for me, that didn't happen. But I hear some fucked up stories out there, man. Kevin goes further. He says, checking accounts in our names, light bills, gas bills, put to work in junior high school, put out of the house at an age where most are going to the fucking prom, generally over a guy she's fucking. Man, preach it. Preach it, man. Yep, they want that money. They want that fucking money. Rollo Tomasi is in the house. Rollo Tomasi is going to be on my show tomorrow afternoon at 5 Eastern. Kevin Samuels, not to call you out, but hopefully I can get Kevin on my show. And listen, if you want Kevin Samuels, I'm totally putting Kevin on the spot here, right? I don't know. He might have texted me back. Hold on. If you want Kevin Samuels on my show, type in the number 1. I'm gonna put Kevin on the spot. No, for real though. I'm gonna try to have Kevin on once a week, just a show with myself and Kevin Samuels because, dude, Kevin he's the fucking man. He really is. He is the black version of Tanner Guzzi, or Tanner. You know what? Tanner Guzzi is the white version of Kevin Samuels. I'll just put it to you that way. Oh, Devil's Tower. Okay. Gotcha. Sean Hopper is in the house. Sean in Tampa. I'm actually hoping to have Sean on a team I'm putting together. I'm putting together a team, putting together a panel, and Sean in Tampa is as Red Pill aware as anyone I know, and that is saying a lot. So hopefully I can put Sean in Tampa on the spot. This is fucked up what I'm doing, but fuck it. Oh, wow. Stan says, my mom is a unicorn, lost her virginity to my dad. You want to know something? My mom lost her virginity to my dad. You see how that worked out. Yes, Tuesday works. Yes. Awesome. So we got, appreciate you guys for putting the pressure on Kevin Samuels. Tuesday, and I'm telling you what the theme of the show is: 3 outfits every man must have in his wardrobe. I'm sure Kevin can probably come up with 7, but since we ain't rich niggas like Kevin Samuels, we're gonna have it to 3. Excellent. Thank you guys for putting the pressure on. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this edition of Sharpe Not So Shorts. Again, if you want more content like this, go to donovansharpe.com, become a patron of mine at patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Tune in tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, where I will be with Rollo Tomasi talking about women not wanting to have children with certain men. And then on Tuesday, I will have Kevin Samuels on the show to discuss 3 outfits every man must have in his wardrobe. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.